Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're doing something a little different. We're actually creating a treasure map. And I'm talking about a map that could lead to a life-changing amount of money. The best part? You don't need a single dime of your own cash to find this treasure.
And hey, that number, it's not just some made-up figure. $150,000. That is the largest finder's fee that real estate investor Pace Smorby has paid out for a single RV park deal, a deal brought to him by someone just like you, following the exact steps we're about to lay out.
So what's your role in all this? You get to be what's called a bird dog, or a finder. You're not the one buying the park. No, you're the scout. You're the one who finds the opportunity and tees it up for the pros. Your whole job is to save an experienced buyer their most valuable asset, their time. So, you ready? Let's dive in.
All right, here's our game plan. Think of this as the legend on our map. We're going to cover why RV parks are basically gold mines right now. Then, we'll decode Pace's buy box. That's your compass. After that, we'll talk about your hunting grounds. And finally, the best part, how you actually present the deal and get paid.
Okay, first things first. Why are we so focused on this specific type of treasure? What makes RV parks the modern-day equivalent of buried gold?
Okay, check this out. This is where it gets kind of crazy. A really good single-family rental, a house, it might make you, $1,500 a month in profit. But one of Pace's average RV parks, we're talking $18,000 a month. Think about that for a second. You would need 12 of those houses to equal the profit from just one of these parks.
And it's not just about the raw cash. RV parks have some amazing advantages. For one, you're renting the dirt. The tenants own the expensive RV that sits on it, so no midnight calls about clogged toilets, and if someone doesn't pay, it's often a much simpler process than a full-blown eviction. But here's the real secret, the silver tsunami. There is a huge wave of older mom-and-pop owners who are just tired. They're ready to retire, and they're looking for a way out.
Now for what is, without a doubt, the most critical part of this map, the compass. These are Pace Smorby's non-negotiables. If a deal doesn't check these boxes, it's just not the treasure we're looking for. Period.
First up, size. It's got to be big enough. Pace is only looking for parks that have a minimum of 50 pads or sites. Anything smaller than that, it's an instant no. He's just not playing in that sandbox anymore.
Second, it's got to be making money from day one. The park needs to be generating at least 10 grand a month in what's called SDE, or seller discretionary earnings. Just think of that as the true raw profit the business is spitting out before the owner pays themselves a salary. It's the real cash flow.
And third, this one's a really specific rule, but it's a hard and fast one. No deals in the state of Florida. For a variety of reasons, it's just not a state he's buying in right now. No exceptions.
Okay, let's just pause here and put it all together on one screen. This is your cheat sheet right here. You've got the 50 pads, the $10,000 a month profit, the no Florida rule. But look closer at those last two. This is so important. The seller must be open to creative or seller financing. And there has to be meat on the bone. Some way for Pace to come in and make the park better, to add value. Seriously, your deal has to tick every single one of these boxes to even get looked at.
So now you have the compass. You know exactly what you're looking for. The big question is, where is this treasure actually buried? Where do you go to find it?
Well, you've basically got two main hunting grounds. You can go on market, that's where sellers are actively listing their properties for sale on sites like Crexy.com, which by the way is Pace's favorite, or LoopNet, or you can go off market. This is where you find deals on places like Craigslist or even just by driving around. Going off market is definitely harder, but man, it's often where the absolute best, most profitable deals are hiding.
But here's the thing. Finding the property is only half the quest. The deals that are for sure home runs, they come from finding the perfect seller. You're looking for that tired landlord, someone who's owned the park for like 20 or 30 years. They do all the work themselves. A great clue is seeing zero payroll on their financial statements. And they are terrified of the giant tax bill they're going to get if they just sell for cash. You see, you're not just finding a property, you are solving a massive problem for someone.
Okay, this is it. The final leg of the journey. You found a property that fits the map. You found a seller who needs help. Now, how do you present it properly and actually claim your treasure?
Before you even think about picking up that phone, we have to talk about the number one mistake that beginners make. This is the mistake that gets people ignored, or even worse, blacklisted by brokers and sellers.
The mistake is pretending that you're the buyer. You are not the buyer. And that's okay. In fact, that's your superpower. Your credibility comes from the fact that you represent a real, experienced investment group that owns dozens of these things. You have to be upfront about your role to be taken seriously.
So here is your exact workflow. Follow these 4 steps. First, find a deal that fits the buy box. Second, do a quick check on the numbers to make sure they're real. Third, make that first call. And fourth, and this is your only goal, set an appointment for Pace's team to talk to them. You don't negotiate, you don't try to close the deal, you just set the meeting.
And to make it even easier, here is the magic script. Use this. It works because it immediately establishes credibility. We own over 20 RV parks. Then it gets right to the point and asks about seller financing, but it frames it as a benefit for them, a way to solve their tax problem. This is how you get your foot in the door. Once they say yes to a conversation, you have to package the deal professionally. Please don't just send a lazy link in an email. It needs a clear subject line. It needs the address, photos, financials, and, this is so important, your why. Just one sentence on why you think this is a home run. Is it a tired landlord? Are they open to seller financing? Tell them.
And this is the end of the map, the big X that marks the spot. You take your professionally packaged deal and you send it to this email address, deals@pacermorby.com. From there, his acquisitions team takes over.
And that's really it. You now have the entire treasure map, from A to Z. It's officially in your hands. But the crucial thing to remember is, you're not just hunting for properties, you're hunting for problems you can solve. Because the biggest treasure isn't just the park itself, it's the solution you can bring to its owner.